Ipagmalaki ang galing na meron tayo, ilantad ang likas nating talento, at magdala ng saya sa mundo. Sa harap ng pagsubok ay di susuko, para sa pangarap tayo'y porsigido. Magpakitang gilas na at pagpapatalo, ipagdiwang natin ang Pilipino. Yan ang Pinoy. Mula noon at hanggang ngayon, talento natin ang bida. Mula sa simpleng bakuran hanggang entablado natin ipakita. May pagsubok man ng Pinoy, pinalalakas ng saya. San man tayo sa pulo, Syembre, Sibay, Lakay, Amiga. Sama-samang pakita ang galing natin katropa sa kapwa ko Pilipino.
Isa na namang dominant finals run ang ipinakita ng Golden State Warriors para makuha ang kanilang ika-4 na kampyonato sa 8 taon. Pambihira talaga. Marami na naman pong nagsasaya dyan sa Bay Area. At yan po ang ating pag-uusapan ngayong Sabado ng umaga. E di paano? Bango na! Power and play na! Magandang araw po sa inyo lahat. Magandang umaga, magandang tanghali, magandang gabi sa lahat po ng ating mga suki. Ito po ang Power and Play, hatid sa inyo ng Cherry Loom, ang yerong may aluminum, Cherry Tigo, it's fun to drive, Chooks to go, ang nag-iisang manok ng bayan, and True Religion, where passion meets power. Naku, talaga namang magandang araw natin ngayon. Napakaraming pag-uusapan, pinagbubunyi ang panalo, pinagbubunyi ang ganda ng sports muli. Binabati po natin lahat ng ating mga suki over Radyo 5, 92.3 News FM, lahat po ng mga biyahero, lahat po ng mga pauwi pa lamang, mga nagsisimula naman ng kanilang pagtatrabaho, and of course lahat po ng mga nasa ospital at iba't iba pong mga BPO. We also like to say hello to all of our viewers on 1PH over Signal TV, Channel 1 po tayo. Good morning to everyone. And of course, worldwide sa pamamagitan ng Facebook Live. Well, ang ating pong pinag-uusapan kanina, ang muling pagkampyon ng Golden State Warriors matapos talunin ang Boston Celtics in 6 games sa harap mismo ng mga fans ng Boston sa TD Garden. Pambihira ang ipinakita muli ni Steph Curry, a vintage performance, 34-7 and 7, and yan po yung nagbigay sa kanya ng isang Finals MVP. Of course, malaking bahagi dyan si Andrew Wiggins, si Draymond Green, Klay Thompson, Jordan Poole, and the rest of the team led by their head coach Steve Kerr. At dominant performance. Of course, walang dapat ikahiya ang Boston. Batang-batang team, first time in the finals. I'm sure marami pa silang pahihirapan. Talking about winners, well, ang ating po mga bisita ngayong araw na to ay napakagagaling din, and of course, all winners. Mamaya po, makakausap natin ang Indonesian basketball head coach na nanalo po laban sa Gilas Pilipinas sa Southeast Asian Games noon sa Hanoi. Walang iba kundi si Coach Rajko Toroman, a familiar name dahil siya po ay naging head coach din natin sa Gilas Pilipinas. Makakausap din po natin si Quinley Quezada and of course si Sofia Harrison ng Philippine Women's National Football Team. Pag-uusapan nila ang kanilang paghahanda dahil sila po ay pasok na sa FIFA Women's World Cup next year at naghahanda na sila para sa ASEAN Football Federation Women's Championship. And of course, dahil special Father's Day bukas, special feature din po ang ating itatanghal kasama ng father and daughter tandem, mga Laure, Eya Laure at Eya Laure sa In the Spotlight. So marami po tayong aabangan. E di paano, simulan na natin sa pamamagitan ng ating Sports Weekly Highlights. Sa ika-4 na pagkakataon sa loob ng 8 taon, muling nagkampiyon ng Golden State Warriors pinataob ng Dubs ang Boston Celtics sa Game 6, 103-90 para kumpletuhin ang kanilang redemption run. Nakuha ni Stephen Curry ang kanyang unang Finals MVP plum matapos ang 34-point performance sa title-winning game. Dito sa Pilipinas, nag-meeting naman sa isang napaka-rare na pagkakataon sina Mr. Manny V. Pangilinan at Mr. Ramon S. Ang. Sa interview ng News 5 kay Samahang Basketball ng Pilipinas Executive Director Sunny Barrios, sinabi niyang pinag-usapan sa meeting ng sports patrons ang pagbuo sa national team maging ang paghahanda sa paparating na FIBA World Cup. Isa pang good news, wagi ng silver sa 9th Senior Artistic Gymnastics Asian Championship si Carlos Yulo. Para po yan sa all-around category ng tournament. Pwede pang manalo ng gold si Kaloy sa floor, vault, rings at parallel bars. Punta naman tayo sa volleyball. Bigo ang women's volleyball team sa friendly match nito kontra Thailand. Nagpakitang gilas ng SEA Games Giants na tinambakan ng Pilipinas sa straight sets 25-13, 25-10 at 25-16. Samantala, di naman natuloy ang friendly match ng team or men's team kontra Japan dahil sa health and safety protocol issues. At sa UAAP, all set na ang women's volleyball finals sa pagitan ng NU Lady Bulldogs at Lasal Lady Spikers. Kasunod yan ng sweep ng Lasal kontra rivals at defending champions Ateneo sa step ladder semis. Wala pang nakakatalo sa Lady Bulldogs ngayong taong to or ngayong season. Mamaya na po ang Game 1 ng finals at of course, abangan nyo dito po sa Signal TV. At yan po ang buod ng mga balita sa ating sports weekly highlights. Of course, tinututukan din po natin ang patuloy na paglalaro ng under-16 team natin dyan sa Doha, Qatar, sa U16 FIBA Asia Championships, no? And of course, kanina napabalita nga natin yung pong pagtatagpo ni Boss RSA at ni Boss MVP. Naku, magandang balita yan, ha, mga kaibigan. Sana ay magdulot ito ng positibo na development sa pagbuo ng ating national team para sa FIBA World Cup. Eh, alam niyo po, 2017 pa tayo nung inawardan ng hosting ng FIBA World Cup. Pero hanggang ngayon, ipabago-bago pa rin ang ating plano. Wala pa pong consistency. Sana ho kahit papano itong meeting na to ay makapagdulot ng long-term planning. Hindi lamang po sa pagitan ng San Miguel Group at ng PLDT Group, kundi ng buong stakeholders ng basketball. Sapagkat yan po ang kailangan natin yung long-term planning. And of course, pag pinag-uusapan ng koponan, dapat meron yang core. Yung pong mga players na pwede nating gamitin to build the future of the Gilas Pilipinas national team. So ang tanong po natin, sa pulso ng bayan, ngayong araw pong ito, ito po ang ating pupulsuhan. Para sa long term, sino sa tingin niyo po, mga kapatid, ang pipiliin ninyo na 5 young core players na dapat ay taon-taon na lang shoe-in sa Gilas Pilipinas? Again, ulitin ko po yan. Para sa pangmatagalang pagpaplano po, sino ang inyong 5 young core players na dapat shoe-in sa Gilas Pilipinas? Kung gusto niyo po makipagtalakayan sa amin, mag-text lamang sa aming number 0908-208-0629 o di kaya ay mag-comment sa aming Facebook page ng Power and Play, ng 1PH at Radyo 5 at sa aking Twitter account at Noli Iyala. Mamaya po babasahin natin kung tayo magkakaroon ng panahon ang inyong mga opinion. Alright, mga kaibigan, handang-handa na po tayo para sa ating unang mga panauhin sa ating paboritong Fast Take. At ang Fast Take ay hatid sa inyo ng Cherry Tigo. It's fun to drive. And today, ang mga kasama po natin, ang ating suki, si Luisa Morales mula sa Philippine Star. At ang, hindi masyadong madalas dito pero tayo masayang kasama natin siya ngayon, si Mark Anthony Reyes ng Philippine Daily Inquirer. Magandang araw, Luisa and Mark. Thank you for joining us today sa Power and Play.
Magandang umaga po, Magandang araw.
Good afternoon, Kamil.
Maraming salamat. Again, binigyan nyo kami ng panahon. Alam nyo, ang daming magagandang balita ngayon sa larangan ng sports. And I'll begin with you muna, Luisa. Pinag-uusapan ko kanina yung performance ng ating U16 team sa Doha, Qatar, kung saan pumasok tayo sa quarterfinals. And now we have a shot at making the FIBA Under-17 World Championships next year kung ating tatalunin ng Australia. Your thoughts and reactions so far? Sino nakaka-impress sa'yo so far para dito sa ating batang-batang team?
Yes, of course, nakita naman natin, no, kasi pinapanood ko po yung games nila, it's live on Facebook. At talaga may synergy po itong mga kabataan at marami po silang individual prowess pero at the same time, yung systematic po ang laro nila which has came out with a lot of great games for different players. Kahapon I think mga 5 players po ang double digits po tayo against Kazakhstan para makapasok po sa quarterfinals. And siguro po in terms of mga individual names, no, it has been Calum Harris, of course, isa sa mga pinag-uusapan na rin for the past couple of months, no, in terms of sa Gilas recruitment natin. He's been doing well, not just in scoring, pero also giving away the ball and rebounding, and then meron din tayong katulad nila Jacob Baila at ni Lorenzo Competente na talagang nakikita natin na very bright po ang future natin sa Gilas.
Talaga naman madami tayong huhugutin ng mga talent from the young core, and hopefully itong mga batang ito ay magtuloy-tuloy na sa ating national team program. Mark, so far nakita natin ang simula ng PBA Philippine Cup and it has been impressive. Ako personally, I like what I'm seeing. Close games, close matches, and may mga koponan na lumalaban. Blackwater Bossing, ang Converge, yung bagong-bagong team, and of course, ang NLEX. Mark, your impression so far, and is this a good sign para sa PBA?
Well, like you, Kom, I'm also impressed with the way the games are played sa PBA. Kasi sinabi mo nga, naging balance yung mga suddenly naging balance ang games. Meralco won over, and then Road Warriors won over TNT, the champion. At saka siguro it's good for the league, especially now that established superstars like Arwin Santos and Calvin Abueva have been playing good games, doing very well in for their respective teams.
Oo, talaga. In fact, si Arwin Santos again voted as Defensive Player of the Year. Impressive for a 40-year-old, and mukhang pinapatunayan niya na may room sa PBA ang mga 40 anyos na katulad namin. Alright. Well, alam natin itong fast break. Alam to ni Luisa. Pero si Mark, bibigyan ko ng rundown dito. Walang tama, walang mali, Mark. Ang opinion mo at ni Luisa ang mahalaga. And of course, bato-bato sa langit, tamaan, huwag magagalit. We'll give you 1 minute for every fast take issue na aking ibabato. Ready ka na? Ready na kayo? Alright.
Yes.
Ito na, ang ating unang issue of the morning. Kanina, binalita ko na kampiyon na naman ang Golden State Warriors sa NBA. Ang kanilang ika-4 na corona. 4th ring in the last 8 years. A truly dominant run for one team. Ang tanong, ano ang dahilan kung bakit napaka-consistent ng Golden State year in and year out sa NBA? I'll begin with the lady first. Luisa, 1 minute. Go!
Yan, I think for me po, kasi they stick to the system. Walang pagmamadali and walang pag-trade ng mga young cores to get superstars na minsan hindi naman po talaga naglalaro well together, no? From 2015 ngayon to their latest sa 2022, alam natin na solid ang core ng Golden State with Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green. So the front office rin really built around them to create a team that fit yung system po nila with Steve Kerr as well. And yun, may patience po to stick it out dun sa tough seasons, no? For back-to-back seasons as well. They didn't make the playoffs. And nung nagkaroon ng injury si Klay Thompson, baga, nandun pa rin sila for them, ano? So, yung ganong klaseng culture po, it seemed like the perfect way to still cultivate this dynasty. Kahit wala nang Kevin Durant, wala na tayong added superstars, no? Pero, ayun, and really, props po to Coach Steve Kerr, who really is the architect.
Maganda yung sinabi mo, yung katagang, yung word na kultura, culture. Alam mo, maraming nagtatanong, ano ba yan? Well, in the flesh, nakikita natin yan sa Golden State. Mark, same issue. Ano sa tingin mo ang dahilan kung bakit napaka-consistent, dominantly consistent ang Golden State despite all the opponents, year in and year out sa NBA? 1 minute, Mark. Go.
Well, maybe it's about the fact that they've been playing together. Curry, Clay, and Draymond nga. Together, they've won 4 titles already. So, hindi sila bago dito sa ganitong klase nga mga laban. Ano? And one factor also is Curry stayed healthy sa season. Ano? Dito siguro, we can say that Curry stakes his claim as one of the best, if not the best in his generation. Ano? Comparable, of course, to LeBron James, na it's for a different topic. But Curry elevated and revolutionized the game, especially shooting. Suddenly, three-pointers is as desirable an option as a layup, which is high percentage shots. And also because of the system also, Steve Kerr built around the team that's built around time-tested franchise that's now in the offing or threatening to revive another dynasty in the NBA.
Well, I cannot agree with you more, Mark, and of course, Luisa. Maraming kayo nasabi, and I all agree with that. Ang kanilang culture, ang kanilang, the way they play the game, their defense has been incredible. But one thing that has impressed me about the Golden State Warriors, they have built from the ground. Alam naman natin, itong mga player na itong nakuha nila really started with a draft or a simple trade when they were rookies. So talagang nakuha nila yan at they inculcated them in the system ng isang Steve Kerr. And I think that's a model for many teams to remember na ang kupunan, it takes years to build. Hindi pwedeng instant championship. No such thing as a big 3 or a big 4 anymore. It's just about a winning culture and patience in terms of winning. Sana pati ang Gilas Pilipinas makakuha ng konting leksyon tungkol dyan. Alright, second issue of the morning. Pinag-uusapan natin ang national team. Ito ang ating issue. Nag-meeting nung isang araw ang mga bigwigs ng negosyo at ng PBA Sports. Ano sa tingin nyo ang ibig sabihin at implikasyon ng unity meeting between Boss Manny V. Pangilinan ng PLDT or MVP at Boss Ramon S. Ang ng San Miguel o RSA? I'll begin with you, Mark. 1 minute. Go.
Yeah, may malaking implication dito, Pom, ano? At this implication is something that excites us and warms us dahil ibig sabihin ito, may possibility magkaroon sila ng partnership to support. And naman, SMC and MVP Group, they are the biggest corporations in the country which has stakes sa PBA, sa Philippine sports, I'm sorry. And this is good especially for basketball, especially sa nangyari sa atin sa SEA Games na we had the debacle, we lost the gold. And now that we're preparing for the World Cup. But hindi lang to confined sa basketball. Ang implication to will be far-reaching, far into the Philippine sports in general. Remember that MVP Group is supporting 18 to 20 NSAs as well. And San Miguel, meron din sinusuportahan na NSAs. So, baka ito na yung start ng very, very active corporate support sa atin, sa Philippine sports na for the longest years, for the longest time, has been very reliant on the Philippine government.
Napakaganda nung sinabi mo, Mark. Talagang hindi lamang ito implication about Gilas or the PBA. Perhaps talagang malalim sana ang maging usapan tungkol dyan. At simula lamang, hindi yan ang kahuli-hulihan. Luisa, same issue. Ano sa tingin mo implication itong unity meeting between MVP at RSA para sa larangan ng sports? 1 minute, Luisa. Go!
Ayan, before I talk about this, gusto ko lang po mag-shoutout sa nanay kong Golden State fan na cancer-free na po officially. So thank God po doon, no? Pero in terms po of this meeting between RSA and MVP, I think this is a good step in the right direction that, we're going to put the country first in terms of our sports programs, in terms of supporting our different sports teams, no? Na mukhang ito rin naman po yung gusto nilang ipalabas na mensahe, no? With the way that they really talk about this meeting na and see na may unity po, may pagkakaisa sa kanila na hopefully po ay magta-translate into different things, especially for basketball, na ang laging magiging goal na po natin pareho for every Filipino and for RSA and MVP is to really put out the best team that we can each time na maglalaro tayo, and hopefully that leads to a lot more success for our national team.
You know, alam niyo naman that I serve both people, both persons, both RSA and of course both MVP when I was very active in their programs from the PBA all the way to the SVP. At alam ko kung gaano sila ka-passionate, gaano sila ka-competitive, gaano sila yung kanilang kagustuhang manalo. But one thing that I have also known is kung gaano nila kamahal ang Pilipinas. And I think that is going to be the key sa kanilang pagmi-meeting. Kung ano man ang mapag-usapan, kung ano man ang isyung maiharap, siguro ang susi dyan pareho silang nagmamahal sa ating bayan. And I think at the end of the day, that will take precedence over anything pagdating sa unity ng dalawang grupo. Alright, let's go to our third and final take of the morning. Ito ay tungkol sa volleyball na talaga namang ngayon ay umiinit with a lot of tournaments going on, a lot of games. Ang tanong, medyo nakikita natin with this Volleyball Nations League kung gaano kalayo ang paglalaro ng ibang bansa. Gaano kalaki ang gap ng Pilipinas sa mga naglalaro ngayon sa VNL? At ano ang dapat gawin para siguro mailapit ito? I'll begin with you, Luisa. 1 minute, go!
Siguro po, it starts with the experience and building from the ground up. As we said sa Golden State Warriors, that hindi po tayo naglalabas ng mga championship teams overnight. And for sure, lahat po ng mga magagaling na teams sa VNL, katulad ng Olympic champion na USA or yung regional powerhouse na Thailand, kumbaga, these teams are the products of programs that have been there for more than a decade, or kung ilang years na po nila binibuild itong klaseng mga teams na to. So, as we can see, na yun nga, medyo malayo pa ang ating level. We are an emerging nation, I would say, sa sport na ito. So, what we can do is, obviously, na talagang mag-invest more in the program, believe that our athletes can do better, and yun, talagang stick to the program at hindi tayo laging nagre-restart ng ating national team.
Totoo yan. Talagang hindi lamang yung national team, pati yung mga namumuno sa ating national team na laging pa-iba-iba. Mark, same issue. Gaano kalaki ang gap sa tingin mo ng Pilipinas mula sa ibang mga bansa, lalong-lalo na yung mga naglalaro sa VNL, yung Volleyball Nations League? At ano pa ang dapat natin gawin para i-bridge itong gap na to? 1 minute, Mark. Go!
Remember that the Philippines is not always this way. There was a time that we lording it over the SEA Games. But then we felt nag-emerge naman ng Thailand. And I had a good fortune to talk about with Thailand volleyball officials several months ago. Sabi nila, ang Thailand naman, di naman kami ganyan agad. Hindi naman kami ganung, di happen overnight. Suddenly, they're competing sa World, they're competing sa Grand Prix. They also started na watak-watak din, na naghahanap din sila ng mga materials from their development program. Tingin ko naman we're on the right path. We got the FIVB support. We got the Brazilian coach Jorge De Brito, and siguro naman nag-start na siya, nakikita ko naman nag-start na siya ng magandang program, and we are not bereft. We are not hindi tayo kulang sa talent. Nakikita naman sa UAP, yung mga naglalaro doon, parang professional level na. I think we'll get there. It's just a matter of time.
Very good. Very well said. And I agree with you. Alam naman natin unang-una, it starts with getting all the best talents. But I also like the fact na ang PNBF, at least, nabuo, naging unified. So maybe that's a start. And hopefully, we can build from there with all of these mga invitationals coming and getting exposed dito sa kanitong klaseng laro. Meron nga ako nakitang isang post, sinasabi doon, what is an investment? Well, sabi nila, Usain Bolt won 8 gold medals in 3 Olympics and has only run for less than 115 seconds to earn over $119 million. But for those 2 minutes, he trained for 20 years. Siguro, yan ang leksyon na napakaganda na pakinggan ng ating mga leader. It will not take an overnight training or a few years. It just takes a lot of time, hard work, and patience para tayo makarating sa ating gustong mapuntahan. Luisa and Mark, as always, pleasure. Mark, huwag ka madadala, ha? Ulit-ulitin mo pagpunta namin dito sa amin, ha?
Sure po kami.
Maraming salamat, Luisa. Thank you again for your support. Maraming
Thank you
salamat.
po.
And congrats sa mami mo.
Yes.
Alright, mga kaibigan, ang ating mga kaibigan, si Luisa Morales from the Philippine Star and of course, Mark Anthony Reyes from the Philippine Daily Inquirer. Ako talagang, ang dami natin pa pwedeng pag-usapan pa, pero pag mga sports journalists ang kausap mo, ang lalalim, ang ganda ng kanilang mga takes on issues na bumabalot sa sports. Alright, before we take a break, isa lamang pong paalala mula sa ating mga kaibigan from SMART. Puso Pilipinas is a movement to celebrate the Filipino athlete powered by SMART. Follow them on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Get a chance to win exclusive Puso Pilipinas merch by sharing their Facebook page in your social media accounts with hashtag Puso Pilipinas. The Giga Life app is the latest mobile app from SMART that lets you discover and enjoy your passions with the different Giga promos. It can be downloaded and used by SMART Postpaid, Smart Prepaid, Bro Prepaid, and TNT subscribers via the Apple or Google Play Store. What can the Giga Life app do for me? Check your balance. Monitor your current subscription, top up using debit credit card. Subscribe to the latest Giga promos. Monitor your data consumption. Auto-detect your mobile number when you are connected to Smart Network one-tap subscription to the most popular offer, Giga Video 99. And of course, Power and Play is powered by Smart. And kami po ay magbe-break. Marami pa po tayong pag-usapan sa ating Saturday edition again. Ang sa inyong paboritong kasama, ito po ang Power and Play. Hatid sa inyo ng Cherry Loom, Cherry Tigo, Chooks to Go, at ng True Religion.
I dare to dream big. To be a voice of my generation. To inspire resilience in the face of roadblocks. And in sharing my stories, I let others share in my passion.
Follow Kai's stories on Twitter and share yours. With Smart Double Giga Stories. Share 2 times the passion with 2 gigabytes for Twitter and more. Guaranteed every day. Plus data for all sites.
Simple, smart ako.
Alex, are you ready to have some fun on your first driving lesson?
Nag-uumapaw sa real chicken juice. Naswak sa panlasa ng buong pamilya. Available in sweet roast, pepper roast, at harissa roast variants. Chooks to go. Masarap kahit walang sauce. Tawag na sa Chooks to Go Delivery Hotline 8687-1010 o online sa chookstogodelivery.com or via GrabFood at Foodpanda.
Muli po nagbabalik ang Power and Play ngayong Sabado ng umaga. Again, binabati po natin ang lahat po ng mga nanonood at nakikinig sa atin ngayong araw pong ito. Ha? O nga pala, bukas Father's Day na. Ha? Happy Father's Day to everyone. Ha? Yung po mga ama ninyo na maswerte pa kayo may mga ama, ibatiin niyo po ng isang maligayang Father's Day. Talking about sports, of course, ang malaking balita recently is that another big blow hit Gilas Pilipinas with Ange Kwame suffering a meniscal sprain and a partial ACL tear, and he will not be available for the friendlies with Korea. Hindi rin po siya available possibly in the third window of the FIBA Asia Cup or FIBA World Cup qualifiers that will be happening very, very soon. And again, a big blow for Gilas Pilipinas and the young program. Isa pang player na hindi po makakapaglaro possibly is Dave Ildefonso, who may miss also the next few games. So after a loss in the Southeast Asian Games, now this for Gilas Pilipinas. So ano ba ang nangyayari? And I guess one chapter of the Gilas Pilipinas journey was, of course, that huge loss, that huge blow in Hanoi. And today, we are very fortunate to have with us as our guest, the man who steered the Indonesian national team to that gold medal finish in Hanoi, former Gilas head coach, and of course, a very good friend, Coach Rajko Toroman, straight from Brisbane, Australia. Good day, Rajko.
Good day, Dolly. Nice to see you.
Good to see you. Thank you for joining us on Power and Play. Coach, first of all, so many reports about your role with the Indonesian national team in the Southeast Asian Games. They were saying that you were a technical advisor. And of course, a coach named Milos Pejic was the man at the helm. But what is your exact role? I understand you are still head coach. And what is your relationship with Coach Milos?
Well, it's the program of 3 years what I did with Indonesian national team. We formed also the B national team, and Milos was the head coach of the B national team. I brought Milos to Indonesia. First, he was coach of Satria Muda, and our first option was to go with the B team for the SEA Games, and Milos supposed to be the head coach. In the end, lastly, we decided to go with the best national team, and we didn't want to change, but we are working together. And after the SEA Games, I officially returned back to the head coaching position. But that don't change too much because we are together, we are working together. And I think this work give us the result, and it will be also for the windows and for the FIBA Asia. But officially, I'm a head coach of this because that's the program which I was working 3 years, and even the B team, where Milos was the head coach, was working on the program in the same philosophy like a senior national team.
And part of the program is the reason why you are in Australia now. Can you tell us a little bit about what you are doing there, and how many games are you playing in Australia to prepare the Indonesian national team?
We will stay 16 days here. We are playing against NBL 1 teams. NBL 1 is the second division of the Australian NBL, because NBL the first league finished 15 days ago, and it started with the NBL 1, but some of the NBL players play in this league. For us, it's a great opportunity to play against this team, and great opportunity to improve. Great opportunity. Even in a Gilas program, you remember that we were in Australia, we were in Canberra, and we play against good teams here. And that's also our program to prepare as much as possible for the windows and the FIBA Asia, which is for us qualifier for the World Cup.
Well, there's a lot of games, of course, and a lot of exposure for the team. And obviously, the program has been working for Indonesian basketball. Of course, the most recent success is the victory against the Philippines in the Southeast Asian Games that handed the gold medal and dethroned, of course, to Indonesia and dethroned the Philippines. Coach Rajko, did this victory come as a surprise to you, or did you see signs leading to this upset that happened in Hanoi?
I strongly believe that we can do something, and I said to the players, I think that Philippine teams didn't respect us enough because of the result from the history in the past. We have to mention that the problem of Indonesian basketball is not good league, less games. They have 20 games during the season, not ready enough. And also the size is a problem for Indonesian team. When I said size, we don't have too much international competitive guys on a position 4 and 5. And then when we put Marquise Bolden and Derek to the team, we change everything. We have a position 5 with 6'10", a position 4, 6'9", very athletic, very skilled, very talented players, and I think that's changed everything in a program and in a national team of Indonesia.
Mm-hmm. Well, obviously there were very good personal changes that were made by you with the national team, and you're talking about Marquise Bolden, of course, and Derek Michael Xaviera of the young gun from Indonesia. But when you look at that victory, and of course your entire campaign in the Southeast Asian Games, Coach Rajko, what do you think were the keys to your success and to your victory?
But we are working a lot. Maybe this time of Corona stop us to make a fully program because we couldn't play the league, we couldn't go anywhere, and but the crucial, like I said, the crucial things are these two big guys. I think that's we had some good games. But we depends too much from outside, because our big guys didn't have post-up games, and if you depend just from 3-point shot, it's very difficult to win the game. Now with Derek and with Bolden, we have inside game, what we need. We have a balance between inside and outside game, what we didn't have before. That was the crucial, what surprise. And the both guys are good protector of the rim. They are great rebounders. Let's say against Malaysia, Bolden didn't play, Derek played. He had 24 points, 18 rebounds, 5 block shots. That's impressive, for the young kid who is first time in a national team. And I think that's the crucial what changed all these things in our team. Size, protection of the rim, good rebounder, and some post-up games.
All right. We know that Indonesia is a soccer nation. Soccer is still their most popular sport. But with this victory, obviously, this was a welcome win for Indonesia. How was that victory received in Indonesia? And Coach Rajko, what is the impact of this win to Indonesian basketball?
I hope it will be big impact. You have to know that in Indonesia, the basketball is not that popular like in the Philippines. I think if it's happened in Philippines, this kind of surprise that it will be great. But in Indonesia, I think start slowly to move to change something, because we have to change a lot of things, especially in the league. But I think this win made a big changes in Indonesian basketball. Now it's a second stage. That's a FIBA Asian qualifier for the World Cup. If we can do that, I think that basketball will be very popular in Indonesia.
All right, while it is huge for Indonesia, that victory, the loss was a big blow to the Philippines. And we know that the Philippines has ruled Southeast Asia for a very long time, and losing the gold after, the last time we lost was 37 years ago. That is certainly big. But do you think, Coach Rajko, that having been part of the Gilas program, do you think that this loss for the Philippines says something about what or how the Philippines is preparing, or is this just a little bit of a blip in the radar, in the road of the Philippines?
I said after the game, it's not end of the world for Philippines if they lose against us, against Indonesia. We were well prepared. We were a different team than before. After the game, Rosario came to me and said, now and never. I don't think that everybody is playing basketball. Everything, I think that with this Derek Michael, we changed a lot in our team. Finally, we found one extremely athletic guys who can reach a lot of things, even NBA, because now he's NCAA. I think that he can be on the draft for sure for 4 years. And the things are changing, They said that the Philippines didn't send the best team. I'm not agree with that, because this team was sent to the SEA Games to win the gold medal. They didn't expect it that they can lose against Indonesia, because you have some of the best PBA players like Pogoy, like Rosario, Fajardo, Tatua, Matthew Wright. You have two brothers, Kiefer and Turdy, who are playing in. That's a respectable team. Of course, they can make a better team. Let's say Kwame, you are talking about the injury of Kwame, but Kwame and maybe Kai Soto, Dwight Ramos, they can make a better team, but that's very respectable team what they play on a SEA Games.
Yeah,
we cannot make a better team. Really, that's our best team. But we also had a problem. 20 days, Bolden didn't practice before this game. He played just after 20 days. He played just this game because of the injury of his back. Then Derek Michael, he came 15 days before the SEA Games. Brandon Javato didn't play already 14 months because of the surgery of his back, and he's sitting on the bench in Japan. We had some problems. We can be better. But the Philippines can make a better team with Kai Soto and some other players.
So where was the weakness, Coach Rajko, do you think? Where was the mistake in the Philippines in their game?
I don't know what...
obviously they shot very poorly from the three-point range. That's one area where Indonesia beat the Philippines. And of course, the big men that you mentioned, Bolden and Saviero, played very well inside. Bolden had 18 points and, a huge double-double in that game. But again, in terms of the Philippine game, knowing very well how we play, where do you think was the weakness?
But the weakness was probably this three-point shooting was not so good in that game. But Nolly, the game is a live thing, Sometimes you can shoot the ball well, sometimes you cannot. But the point is that we improve on that level that we can be competitive. We can lose this game. But we are competitive, which is a great achievement, to play. Even if we lose the game, we could be satisfied because we give a hard time to the Philippines, which is one of the best country in Asia, basketball country in Asia. Probably they
So
had some.
you think, Rajko, that the Philippines took the competition lightly in the Southeast Asian Games?
I don't think that, because I know Chot, I know how was important SEA Games to win the game, and coming to the situation for the Windows and FIBA Asia, a quiet situation because they don't need some upset before the FIBA Asia, and I don't think that they take lightly. You can now talk about 100 excuse this. We take lightly. We didn't send the team, but everybody have to be real. Indonesia play good on that tournament.
That's right.
That's reality, and that's how it is.
I agree. I think I agree with you. I mean, at the end of the day, you still have to play a basketball game no matter what, and we know that the Filipinos can play. It's just that really Indonesia played very, very well in that gold medal match. Rajko, you have been involved with Gilas. We started a young program back in 2008. And right now, they are the SBP is once again doing that with this new pool of practically all collegiate players, except perhaps for Kiefer Ravena. Do you think that the Philippines can be competitive with a young core, or is the PBA really necessary for the Philippines to be competitive?
I think that if you look the qualification for the Olympic Games, when these young players were competitive with Serbia, you have to tell that's the right way to for the future. That's the right way for Gilas for the future. Young players play together, international exposure. I think that's the right way. But I'm also thinking that these young players, you have to put 2 or 3 PBA players when the time is coming for the. That's same thing what we did 2010.
Yes. Well, you're talking about players playing overseas. So your thoughts on that, Rajko? We know that recently, SJ Belangel has accepted a job in Korea. Of course, Justin Baltazar will go to Japan.
Yes.
Richie Rivero might be playing in Taiwan, and Will Navarro as well will go overseas. Do you think that eventually this will help Gilas, or do you think in the short term this will hurt the program of the Philippines?
I'm thinking that this will help to the national team, because if you see a European national team, there is a few players who are playing in domestic championship, or they're in NBA, or they're in better countries, or whatever it is. And I will not divide the players to play overseas or at home. I will divide the players for the good who can help the national team, or not good who cannot help the national team. I think all these guys, Soto, Kiefer, Turdy, can help the national team with the new experience, especially Hai Soto here in Australia. He showed that he can play. I think that Kai Soto can help a lot of national team of Gilas.
All right. You're talking about Kai Soto, of course, and he will be trying to enter the draft. But we also have, of course, Ange Kwame, our naturalized player. Many, of course, are still wondering if Ange Kwame is enough. What are your thoughts on Ange Kwame? Would he have made a difference in Hanoi? And do you think he is enough as a naturalized player for the Philippines?
Maybe Kwame can help them to win the gold medal. Maybe it's not sure. You cannot say sure. But for me, Kwame, for some bigger achievement, some on the World Cup, on the FIBA Asia against Australia, he cannot make a difference. I think he is a good player, very athletic. He can shoot the ball, but he is not a real post-up player. And he can help the national team, but I don't think that he can help enough to satisfy the people to satisfy the ambition of Gilas.
All right. Before I leave Gilas, do you think that Southeast Asia has caught up with Philippine basketball? That they are now almost at par because of the professional leagues that are being created all over Southeast Asia, and of course, you're starting to recruit more and more good players from outside, and of course, the naturalized player system. Do you think that Southeast Asia is now slowly catching up with the Philippines?
I think yes, but you have to divide it. There is two things. One is FIBA rules, and one is non-FIBA rules like Asian Games and SEA Games, because on this competition, everybody who has a passport can participate in a FIBA competition. They cannot. For SEA Games, yes, it can be closer and closer because of the passport situation. But on a FIBA competition, they are so far from Philippines, everybody, because of the situation with the passport.
All right. Well, before I let you go, Rajko, we know that Indonesia will be hosting the FIBA Asia Cup very, very soon. How are the preparations in Indonesia? And of course, how do you see the Indonesian national team performing there?
It's a crucial time for us. That's a program from 3 years. Now it's coming to the end. We are preparing for the FIBA Asia, but also we are preparing for the World Cup. We build a new gym close to this gym where we will play FIBA Asia for 16,000 people. And that's a huge investment and huge possibility for developing the Indonesian basketball. The FIBA Asia is only for us qualifying because FIBA said that we are not enough good like a host to participate on the World Cup. We have to be in the first 8 in a FIBA Asia. It will not be the easy way because we are in a group with Australia, Jordan, and Saudi Arabia. If we beat Saudi Arabia and Jordan, we will go. We will for the qualifying. We have to beat Taiwan. If we lose one of these two games against Jordan or Saudi Arabia, we'll face Korea for the which is very difficult game. But if we continue with this way, how we are doing, I think that everything is possible. And then we made the second history first history is SEA Games, second history is World Cup for Indonesian basketball.
Wow. Well, I cannot say that I'm happy that Indonesia beat the Philippines, but I can certainly say that I'm happy for you because I know that you have worked very hard everywhere you go, regardless of where you work. You always try to do your best and to provide the best possible coaching. And I can see all the benefits now that Indonesian basketball is getting. So I'm very happy for you, Coach.
Thank you.
I certainly hope that the Philippines can beat Indonesia again, but we will see you in the FIBA Asia Cup for sure. And I look forward to having you again on the show. Maraming salamat, Coach Rajko.
Thank you. I hope that I will see you on FIBA Asia in Jakarta.
Thank you. Mga kaibigan, ang head coach ng Indonesian national team, Coach Rajko Toroman, of course, dati pong head coach ng original Gilas program in the Philippines. Wow, interesting times for Indonesian basketball, and we certainly hindi ho tayo pwedeng matulog sa pansitan because naghahabol na ang ating mga kalaban sa Southeast Asia. Alright, before we take a break, silipin muna natin ang ating mga viral videos at pop culture, sa larangan ng palakasan, dito po sa ating Stop and Pop. Ang video po natin ngayon ay tatawagin nating Hustle. Aba, parang ito yung pelikula sa Netflix. Hustle, mga kaibigan. Ito pong play na to, at panoorin natin ito, ay tungkol sa isang laro kung saan palabas na yung bola. Out of bounds na yan, tatalbog yung bola. Ayun, lalabas na. Pinatalbog nung nakahawak na nakaputi. At imbis na tumama sa kalaban, aba, ay pumasok yung bola. Panoorin nyo ulit, papatalbogin niya sana, pero tumalbog at sumot doon sa kanilang basket. Ang tanong ngayon, counted ba yan na 3-point shot dahil nasa labas siya? Magandang palaisipan yan, At maganda rin pong video yan sa ating Stop and Pop. Minsan talaga, pag mas maganda yung swerte kaysa magaling, mga kapatid. Pero again, 3 points ba yan? O 2 points? Kayo na ang mag-usap at maguntahan. Alright mga kaibigan, we will take a quick break. Sa amin pong pagbabalik, marami pa ang aming itatampok dito sa inyong paboritong kasama tuwing Sabado. Ito po ang Power and Play, hatid sa inyo ng Cherry Loom, Cherry Tigo, Chooks to Go, at ng True Religion.
I dare to dream big, to be a voice of my generation, to inspire resilience in the face of roadblocks. And in sharing my stories, I let others share in my passion.
Follow Kai's stories on Twitter and share yours. With Smart Double Giga Stories. Share 2 times the passion with 2 gigabytes for Twitter and more. Guaranteed every day, plus data for all sites.
Simple, smart ako.
Alex, are you ready to have some fun on your first driving lesson?
Nag-uumapaw sa real chicken juice. Naswak sa panlasa ng buong pamilya. Available in sweet roast, pepper roast, at harissa roast variants. Chooks to go. Masarap kahit walang sauce. Tawag na sa Chooks to Go Delivery Hotline 8687-1010 o online sa chookstogodelivery.com or via GrabFood at Foodpanda.
nagbabalik po tayo sa Power and Play. Siya nga pala, gusto ko lamang batiin ang ating pong matalik na kaibigan na si Ricky Uy ng isang happy birthday ngayong araw pong ito mula sa Toronto, Canada. Madalas na nakikinig sa atin yan, all the way sa Toronto kahit na medyo alanganing oras. Bokyo, have a good one and I hope to see you sometime here in Manila. Alright, talking about mga suki natin, well, gusto po natin magpasalamat sa lahat ng mga tagapagtaguyod ng Power and Play. Unahin ko na po ang Cherry Loom, ang yerong may aluminum. Sa ganitong pabago-bago ang panahon, mga kapatid, sobrang init tapos biglang uulan. Kailangan natin ng matibay at protektadong bubong. Dapat ang bubong ay yerong may aluminum. Kapag may aluminum, tsak na pang matagalan. At isa lang ang alam kong dekalidad na yerong may aluminum, yan ang Cherry Loom. Tibay protektado sa pangmatagalang yero, Cherry Loom ang yerong may aluminum. Cherry Tigo, saluhin ang swerteng hatid ng Year of the Tiger. Own a brand new Tigo 2 Pro crossover with Cherry's Year of the Growling Tigo promo. Sa halagang 68,000 low down payment, may sporty 5-seater ka na safe in any road condition dahil mas mataas ang ground clearance nito kaysa sedan. Spacious din ang seats at legroom kaya mas komportable mapa-driver or passenger. May 9-inch infotainment system na pwedeng i-connect sa MirrorLink and Apple CarPlay para sa mas convenient at chill na travel mo. Pili na from the 6 lucky colors of Tigo 2 Pro: Passion Orange, Lava Red, Graphite Gray, Vivid White, Tuscan Beige, at Laser Yellow. Hashtag move for more colors and adventure. Bisitahin ang www.cherryauto.ph to know more about the fun-to-drive Tigo 2 Pro. Salamat din sa Chooks to Go, ang nag-iisang manok ng bayan. Subukan ang kanilang pinakabagong oven-roasted chicken na mas pinasarap dahil sa nag-uumapaw na flavorful chicken juice. Subukan din ang Chooks, the first dine-in restaurant ng Chooks to Go, located at Robinsons sa Lipa, Batangas. Chooks to Go, ang nag-iisang manok ng bayan. True Religion branded jeans. True Religion is in the Philippines, where passion meets power. Experience it firsthand. For your best style choices, visit True Religion at Conrad S. Maison, Mall of Asia Complex, Resorts World Manila, at sa Hacienda Designer Outlet sa Silang, Cavite. True Religion. Joyride, ang bago ninyong kasundo. Magpadala with confidence kahit para sa negosyo o personal bulk deliveries man yan. Kayang-kaya yan i-deliver securely with Joyride. Try also their motorcycle taxi at ang pinakabagong offering ng Joyride, ang Joyride Car. So download the latest Joyride Super App now. Elms Seafood Paluto, the latest offering of the Elms Resto Bar Group, located at Unit 2, ground floor, Calle Bistro, Ever Commonwealth, Quezon City. Enjoy their delectable seafood menu in a relaxed, casual dining atmosphere for your salo-salo seafood meal. Elms Seafood Paluto. Skin, your face and body anti-aging center, with branches at Alabang Town Center at Green Hills, San Juan. For your skin assessments and treatment schedule, please call 0917-890-1640 or 0977-809-8886. Aseya Subic Beach Resort. Experience the getaway that you deserve and dive into limitless happenings, rejuvenating experiences, and gastronomic adventures. Aseya Subic Beach Resort. And of course, Power and Play is powered by Smart. Maraming salamat po sa lahat ng ating mga tagapagtaguyod ng Power and Play. Alright, at this point mga kaibigan, ipapasok na po natin ang ating susunod na guests. Sila po ay nakapagbigay ng napakadaming karangalan para sa ating bansa ngayong taong 2022. Breaking into what's before unthinkable, ang World Cup ng FIFA Women's Soccer. And of course, recently, nakakuha sila ng unang medalya ng Pilipinas in 37 years sa Southeast Asian Games sa Hanoi. Maswerte po tayo mga kasama ngayon. Dalawa sa miyembro ng Philippine Women's National Football Team, ang Filipinas. Walang iba kundi sila Quinley Quezada at si Sofia Harrison. Hello ladies, thank you for joining us. There you go. Straight from Turkey. Wow, it's such a big honor for me to have the two of you on the show. Thank you for joining us today and taking a time off from your very hectic schedule.
No problem.
Thank you for having us.
All right. Well, first of all, it's been a tremendous year for the Philippine national women's football team because of, as I mentioned, the great success that you've had. I'll begin with you, maybe Sofia. How special has this been for you? I mean, just being a part of a team that has made history, actually, on two fronts, making the World Cup and, of course, gaining the first medal in the Southeast Asian Games in 37 years.
I think overall, it's just, it's truly been a blessing, and it's been so rewarding and humbling to be a part of such a fantastic group. I think that everyone here has the same goal in mind. We all want to perform well. We all want to do our best for our country. And just to be able to be a part of that is really special for me.
Queenie, obviously, you've been through a lot, this team, going through the pandemic and then having to prepare for very quickly, very rapidly, as all other teams. But, did you, when you had your entry into the team back in 2018, did you expect to be at this level for the team this quickly? And already, reaching the World Cup and now gaining a medal for the Philippines?
I mean, it's still surreal to think about, but I felt like back then, when even before I was on the team, I feel like the Filipinas had that fight within them, like no matter what or no matter where they were. We always, like Sofia said, we always knew what our goal was. And so being able to live it now, it's, like I said, surreal, but I feel like as a Filipina, we always had that fight within us to reach the highest level, be the best that we can be. So being here now, like Sofia said, really is a blessing and an honor to represent the Philippines the way that we have.
When you look at your team, when you look at the Filipinas, it is a very young team. In fact, I read an article that said that it's probably the third youngest team that competed in the Southeast Asian Games. And it's also very diverse when you have players who are coming from different leagues all over the world. And of course, some young, some teeners, some veterans in the team. And of course, you guys are already part of that veteran group, having been a part of the national team. Sofia, let me ask you, how did you form that chemistry? How was that chemistry formed in that team? And of course, the bond that you have displayed in the pitch.
I think our chemistry really builds off us training together. Back in November and December, we were fortunate to have a 2-month-long training camp. And then prior to the SEA Games, we were able to have a month-long training camp. So I think being able to be together for a long period of time has really helped us form better bonds and connections with each other.
And in addition to that, Queenie, are there any particular keys to the game of the Filipinas that, has contributed to this, tremendous success that you have achieved?
I think it's just the players that we have and the people that we are working with, the staff, the players, everyone outside of the team that you can see that are helping us and supporting us. I feel like just everyone's character, they're very humble, they're very hardworking, and just the characteristics of everyone ultimately helps us to build that chemistry together. Everyone gets along, everyone is willing to fight for each other. I think that's a very important key to our success.
And how big, Sofia, has Coach Allen been for this team in terms of his influence? I guess the entire coaching staff, but in particular, Coach Allen Stajcic, how big has he been for your entire group?
I think it's been an honor having him as our coach. He definitely sees potential in every single one of us, and he's doing his best effort to make sure that we have, the tools and equipment necessary in order to become better.
All right, let's talk a little bit about the Southeast Asian Games here, Queenie. You were instrumental in that victory, of course, against Myanmar and giving us a medal. When you entered the Southeast Asian Games, how confident were you going into the Southeast Asian Games that you would get a podium finish? And if so, where do you trace the confidence of the team?
I think, yes, we were really confident going in, but at the same time, we knew that we had to put the work into achieving the goal of being on the podium. And I feel like our confidence comes from just our roots, you know, going back to winning every moment, no matter what it is, doing the simple stuff correctly, working hard, no matter what it is. So we did have confidence going in, but at the same time, we had to check ourselves and understand that we need to put in the work. Like, it's not going to come to us easily.
Oh, when you look at the Southeast Asian field, Sophia, has the talent improved? Has the game in this region gone up to the next level? And how has the Philippines coped?
Yeah, I definitely think that the level of play has improved all around for every country. I think, like Quinley said, us going into SEA Games, we really had to get back to our roots and stay focused and hungry. And, you know, with the games being so close to each other and fighting for a medal, we just had to make sure that we were focused on the next game. You know, no matter what had happened in the previous game, we had to get our minds right and just get refocused for the next match.
You know, a bronze in the Southeast Asian Games, and now you are preparing for the ASEAN Football Federation Women's Championship, of course. That will be held here in Manila. You are in Turkey and doing the preparations. How are your preparations there in Turkey, Sophia?
I think that the coaches have a really great plan laid out for us. We have a few international friendlies coming up, and so we're just getting ready to prepare for that. And we're planning for those games to then prepare us for the AFF tournament.
All right. In terms of preparations, is the team complete? Are you going to? How many games are you getting there, Sophia?
So we have one game here in Turkey, and then we will go to Slovenia and play 2 more matches. And then I believe we have one more international friendly in Manila.
All right. Queenie, obviously, you know, now that you are concentrating on the AFF, what is the focus of the team right now in terms of trying to get better? Which areas of your game is Coach Allen putting more emphasis?
I think Coach Allen always wants to bring the best out of each individual player. So we always are focused on that. But collectively as a team, we obviously want to be the best that we can. And so with the preparation here, I think we just trying to, you know, improve our strengths, tighten up our weaknesses that we have as a team. And so hopefully with these upcoming friendlies, we can try to increase our ranking if we can, so to get a better draw in the World Cup. So everything is just to help us grow.
You yourself, Queenie, what is the focus on your personal game? Where do you think are the areas that you are a little weaker or you want to improve, and so that you can contribute a little more to the game come AFF?
Well, personally, I want to improve my attacking, just going forward, being more creative, creating more chances for the team to score, but also defensively, since I am a midfielder, I have to do that defensive work, and sometimes it's not my forte. So I'm learning from Sophia and she's helping me out to fine-tune my defense.
You're smiling, Sophia. So I want to ask you the same thing. What is the focus on your training personally for you there in Turkey?
Personally, for me, I would say just making sure that my fitness is up to level and trying to be more fit every day, making sure that I'm doing what I can to help the team be at our best level.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, we know that the Philippines is qualified for the FIFA Women's World Cup in 2023, which is already a few months away. You know, it'll be next year. When you look at that, and now you are preparing for the AFF Women's Championship, how are you treating this particular tournament, your preparations for this AFF Championship as a build-up towards 2023? I'll begin with you, Sophia.
I think that this tournament is going to be a huge preparation for us. We're playing some teams that we played in SEA Games, and so being able to have a rematch against them is going to be great. I think that it's going to be a great showing. And I think that with preparation for the World Cup, every day we're working hard to get better and grow. And I think the AFF tournament and tournaments that come before the World Cup are all going to help us grow and be where we need to be.
Let me add to that particular question, and I want to ask you the same thing, Queenie. In terms of mindset, how are these friendlies, how is the AFF going to prepare your mind going into the FIFA World Cup?
I think I think all of us are viewing like the friendlies, AFF, and whichever other tournament comes after that, leading up to the World Cup, as just a stepping stone. We have a goal of our World Cup. We want to succeed in that, and we have our goals that we want to do in there. But I think right now, the most important thing is taking what we can from each individual game. So like with the friendlies coming up, we're getting a taste of how Europe plays. And with AFF coming up, we're getting a rematch for the teams that we played in SEA Games. So I think it's just we need to focus on each stepping thing and take what we can from that and learn,
A lot of people have been very excited about women's football back here, and I think it will be exciting to see not only a team that will exceed everyone's expectations, but it's certainly a fighting team. And talking about playing here, Sofia, how excited are you to be playing in front of the home crowd come July in the AFF Women's Championship?
I'm very excited. Personally, I haven't had the chance yet to play in front of a crowd in the Philippines, so it's a great honor for me to be able to represent the country and play in our homeland. I think that, with everything that's been going on the past few years, it's been difficult for everyone. So I'm hoping that this tournament will just help bring, light and joy to the people of the Philippines.
Absolutely. That is one of the underlying factors about sports. Somehow sports just helps us overcome so many of the issues of the day, and seeing our women's national team play in front against all of these top teams in the ASEAN certainly will be a big treat for all of us. Queenie, when you look at this team coming home and of course being cheered on by the fans, how significant is that in terms of the development of the game in the Philippines?
I think it's a big significance, just because I think, as Sophia said, like a lot has been going on, and I feel like a lot of our supporters from the Philippines have only seen what we can do, our successes like online, and so for them to actually see us in person and for us to play in front of them and for people to come to our games and cheer us on and for us to actually interact with our fans, I think it would be really, really significant just to have that connection again and not have it be like online.
Of course, it'll take a little while, although time is pretty fast. You have a couple of friendlies, as you mentioned. You're still going to Slovenia, I understand. And is that something you're looking forward to, Sofia? Playing against these very, very good football clubs in Europe.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to all of our international friendlies. I think it's going to be a great turnout for us to be able to show the European countries what we can do, but also be able to learn from them because they're such high-level ranked teams. So to gain any experience that we can is going to be great for us.
Well, what do you guys do in between, the games? I mean, you're there, everyone's together. Is there some kind of bonding activity? Do you go out shopping, or what is it? What do you guys do in between all of these friendlies?
Well, we just got here yesterday, so we don't have our entire schedule out yet, but we'll probably have some team bonding activities going on, and time to rest and recover, and just being able to be around each other.
Well, Queenie, you've been in the news a little bit because of your signing with the Serbian team, Red Star. Of course, you've been in other clubs all over the world. You played in Taiwan, you played in Japan, of course, and now you are hooking up with the Serbian football club. Tell us, first of all, how did this happen? I mean, tell us a little bit of the ins and the inside story behind your signing up with Red Star.
Well, it's an interesting story just because my fiance right now, he lives in Serbia. And so we've been doing like long distance for a while. And I've been keeping an eye on the Serbian league over there and specifically that club. And so just the timing of it was honestly God's timing because it couldn't have happened either way. and especially how it happened. My fiance was kind of helping me out with that, especially since he speaks Serbian. He's from there. But yeah, I'm really grateful for the club welcoming me there, and I'm just excited to get started with them.
Well, I'm sure, you'll be closer to your fiance and, I guess getting more training and, of course, getting a little more acquainted with the Serbian way. Does that impact your tour of duty with the national team? How does this actually have an effect with your playing for the national team of the Philippines?
I think it's a positive effect, just because when I'm not on duty with the national team, I can still go to my club team and I'm still going to play games, still going to get my fitness, my touches still in. So I think it's like a really positive thing for me. And just the club already mentioned that they're really supportive of me leaving whenever I can to pursue my national team duties. So just hand in hand, it works out. It's a win-win.
Great, fantastic to hear that, and of course, your own personal development as a player. Sofia, your own personal plans moving forward. Obviously, after this, the World Cup beckons, but are there any plans for you in between while you are waiting for the World Cup after the AFF?
Yeah, I'm currently working with an agent, so I'm hoping to have a professional contract coming up soon. So that's my plan so far.
And you cannot reveal that on Power and Play?
No.
Not yet. All right. But we're going to we'll look forward to that, and certainly the news about you hooking up with a professional club. I want to divert just a little bit. Of course, the name, the nickname, the moniker of the women's football national team has been changed from the Malditas to the Filipinas. Your thoughts on that, Sofia?
I don't have any personal opinions about it. I think I agree with Sir Jeff's decision. I think that it really resembles and shows, who we are. We are Filipinos. We represent the country, and I'm proud for the moniker that we have.
All right. Well, regardless of what you're called, you will always be the Philippine women's football national team. And I think that's good enough for me because we know that you're representing the flag. Queenie, before I let you go, how far can your team, can the Filipinas go in the AFF group of death? Because you are playing in such a tough group. You're bracketed with Australia, with Thailand, with Indonesia, Singapore, and Malaysia. How far do you think can we go in that group of death?
I think it's exciting that we're in that group. Yes, it may be considered the group of death, but that's how we grow, how we learn out of our comfort zone. That's how you develop. And so, knowing our team, we're reaching for the top. I think we can top the group and even get first in the tournament. We're reaching for the stars here. We always say dream big.
Terrific. Sofia, you share the passion, you share the confidence. Are you daunted by this group, or is this something that you just welcome as a challenge?
I agree with Quinley. I think we definitely all welcome this as a challenge, and we're all looking forward to put our best foot forward and just represent the country as best as we can.
We're excited to see you play, of course, come July. All right, as a final parting shot here, why don't you invite everyone to watch you live, no longer online, no longer just online, but live when the AFF Women's Championship comes over to Manila. I'll begin with you, Sofia.
Yes, please, everyone, come to our games. We are playing at Banan Football Stadium. All of our games are at 7 p.m., so we really welcome everyone to come. We appreciate and love all of your support, whether you're able to come in person or not. So just thank you. Maraming salamat.
Thank you. And Queenie, your invitation to the many fans of the Filipinas.
I think Sofia said it. Come support us. We'll be happy to see you. I hope that you guys will be happy to see us. I'm sure we're going to play our hearts out for anyone, like Sofia said. If you're here or in Binyan watching us, or if you can't make it, please watch us online. Just support us, and we appreciate it so much.
Your sacrifices and, of course, the heart that you're putting up and sharing with all of us through your achievements as well as your effort in the pitch and, of course, in all your trainings and friendlies. are truly appreciated, and we are looking forward to seeing that fighting team back here in the Philippines. Have a safe training trip, and of course, good luck in all your games. Thank you so much, Sofia and Queen.
Salamat po.
Maraming salamat. Mga kaibigan, ang ating pong mga kasama from the Filipinas, the Philippine Women's National Football Team, si Sofia Harrison and Quinley Quezada. Talaga namang pambihira ang kanilang gagawin ngayon, and of course, all of that success in this first half of the year, sana po ay magtuloy-tuloy hanggang kaduluduluhan ng 2022. Alright, bago tayo mag-break, balikan muna natin mga kaibigan ang ilan sa mga makasaysayang mga moments in our This Week in Sports History. This week in Sports History, NBA special po ang sports history natin ngayon. Linggo dahil tradisyon na kapag sasapit ang buwan ng Hunyo, tsak NBA Finals, kaya balikan natin ang ilang notable championships. June 12, 1991, dyan po nakuha ni Michael Jordan ang una niyang NBA title kontra sa Los Angeles Lakers. June 12 din, noong 2002 naman, kinumpleto ng Lakers ang kanilang final sweep kontra New Jersey Nets para sa three-peat ng LA Finals MVP dyan, si Shaquille O'Neal. June 14 naman po, noong 1990, nakuha ng Bad Boys, Detroit Pistons, ang kanilang back-to-back titles ng talunin sa Game 5 ang Portland. 1995, sa kaparehas na petsa, si The Dream, Hakeem Olajuwon naman, ang nagkampiyon. June 17 naman, noong 2010, ang second straight title ng Lakers sa pangunguna ni Kobe Bryant. Jordan's first title, the Lakers three-peat, Bad Boys back-to-back, the Dream title, and Kobe's fifth title this week in sports history. Tuloy-tuloy po tayo sa Power and Play. Naku dahil po, paulit-ulit natin sinasabi na bukas ay Father's Day. Ha? Yung mga kailangan bumili pa ng regalo mamaya, bumili na kayo para sa inyong mga ama, lalong-lalo na yung mga anak ko. Pero Father's Day po bukas, kaya tayo po ay magtatampok ng isang tambalan, isang pares ng mga athletes na hindi lamang sikat, kung hindi talaga naman nakikita natin ang kanilang closeness in our very special Father's Day feature dito po sa In the Spotlight. At ang mga kasama natin ngayon, walang iba kung hindi ang father and daughter tandem na isang dating professional basketball player, naging MVP, naging sikat na manlalaro sa PBA. And of course, ang kanyang anak naman ngayon ay making her name sa larangan ng volleyball. Ang dating PBA player, si Eya Laure, at ang kanyang anak mula sa UST Golden Tigresses, walang iba kundi si Eya Laure. Magandang araw, Eddie and Eya. Maraming salamat sa inyong pagsama sa amin sa Power and Play ngayong Father's Day presentation namin. Magandang araw sa inyo.
Magandang araw din po.
Magandang araw po.
Very good to have you. Eddie, hindi ka nagbabago. Parang magkapatid lang kayo ni Eya. Hindi ka nagbabago
Parang matanda lang ng 5 taon.
Eya, papayag ka ba noon? Pag matanda lang ng 5 taon ng daddy mo?
Pwede na. Hindi talaga nagkakalayo po yung itsura po namin.
Oo, talagang ito si Eddie. Ewan ko, nakakuha yata ng ano to. Mamaya, alam ko sikreto nito Alam mo, pagka nagpapapanalo, talagang bumabata ang tao But anyway, bago tayo magsimula dito sa Father's Day questioning natin Eya, gusto ko lang malaman kung gaano mo kakilala ang tatay mo, at least sa kanyang pagiging atleta. So may mga tatanong ako sa iyo to begin this Father's Day feature natin. Unang-una, anong unang team ng daddy mo noong 1998 sa NBA? Alam mo ba yon?
Opo.
Ano ba ang team?
Batangas Blades.
Tama ba, Eddie? Tama?
Tama po.
Okay. Kita mo, alam pala. Ito pa.
Tama.
Next question. Noong taong 2001 na nagkampiyon ang Batangas Blades kontra Negros Slashers sa NBA. Anong award ang natanggap ni Eya Laure? Eya.
Parang alam ko MVP yan.
MVP, yan ang sagot mo.
Opo, dahil kasi yun yung plate number ni Daddy sa kotse niya dati, MVP 201. Yeah.
MVP ba?
Tama po, tama po.
Okay, nakakadalawa na kayo ha. O sige, pangatlong question. Alright, anong team naman ang nag-draft sa daddy mo sa PBA noong 2003 as the 3rd overall pick sa PBA? Ano?
Yan, Shell. Tama.
Shell, tama ba?
Shell.
Tama po.
Sakto. O ito, huling question. Sino ang PBA commissioner noong na-draft ang daddy mo sa PBA?
Ikaw. Parang ikaw po.
Tama ba? Hindi tama?
Tama po.
Malaking karangalan ko yun na ako makakuha kay Eddie. 3rd overall pick, the 3rd player during my term, si Eya Laure. Thank you so much, Eya. At least, walang duda na kilala mo ang career ng daddy mo. And I guess that's I take off from that point, no? How is it to have an athlete father, Eya, para sa'yo?
Para sa akin po, very advantage siya kasi naturuan po ako ni Daddy na maging tough habang naglalaro. Yung tipong kung paano po siya maglaro nun, bata pa lang kami, sinasabihan niya na kami yung mga techniques niya, yung mga mindset niya sa pagdating sa paglalaro. Talaga naman po nadadala namin hanggang sa UAAP career po namin ngayon.
Alam mo, talking about tough, talagang tough si Eddie. No? This is one of the guys
Very
na talaga namang when he was playing, hindi lamang magaling sa offense, but he really knew how to defend. At talagang hindi umaatras ito kahit anong laban. And Eddie, ikaw, sabi nga ni Eya, she has an athlete father. Ikaw naman, what does it mean being an athlete father to an athlete daughter? Anong ibig sabihin nun, Eddie, para sa'yo?
Yun nga, sabi nga nila, parang mana-mana lang po eh. Pero ang sa akin naman, sobrang malaking kalangalan po para sa akin bilang magulang na magkaroon na isang mga anak na talagang gusto rin nilang magpakilala ng sarili nila.
Mm-hmm. Well, alam natin yan kasi kadalasan, siyempre, pagka sikat ang ama, sikat ang ina na bilang atleta, lagi sinasabi, yung anak mo ba magaling din, di ba? Ganun yan eh. Parang nakatakda na yung mga anak na maging atleta din. Ganun ba feeling mo, Eddie, nung, alam ko, ikaw ngayon, 2 anak mong babae, naging volleyball player pa rin. Meron ka ngayong isang binata na maaaring maging collegiate player sa UAAP. And of course, yung pinakabunso mo, nagsisimula na rin. Puro napupunta sa sports. Yan ba, sinasadya nyo ng iyong may bahay o talagang nagkakataon lang, Eddie?
Sa tingin ko po na kumbaga yung impluwensya kasi bilang magulang, kumbaga, at saka pangalawa rin po diyan yung nananalaytay na dugo po na parang gusto rin po nilang sumunod sa magulang nila. At saka ang pinakamaganda rin po diyan na hindi po namin sila pinipilit kung ano pong gustong gawin nila, kung sila po ang may gusto.
Totoo ba yun, Eya? Hindi kayo napilit. Kumbaga, nakita nyo lang yung example ng daddy mo, and of course, yung kanyang paglalaro. And basta na lang it flowed naturally para sa inyo.
Opo, kasi natatandaan ko talaga dati. Kami pa yung nagyayaya kay Daddy na maglaro. Gusto namin sumali sa mga liga na hindi niya po kami parang pinipilit na, dapat sumali ka dyan. Hindi, parang nagagaling yan sa amin.
Oh.
Kaya, ayun po.
Gaano kalaking influence? Outside of siguro yung style, yung skills na tinuturo sa iyo ng daddy mo, gaano kalaking influence si Eddie sa iyong, I guess, sa pananaw mo towards sports and the role of sports in your life?
Malaki po kasi parang kumbaga, may mga moments po ako minsan sa loob ng court na, kailangan, itong tinuro ni Daddy nang simula na mag-basketball ako, kailangan ma-apply ko din to sa volleyball kasi halos same lang naman din sila. Kaya, ayun po, kumbaga, malaking tulong po sa akin na pinalaki talaga kami ni Daddy na sobrang bata pa lang nagba-basketball na po kami hanggang sa mapunta kami sa volleyball na hanggang ngayon talaga po na-appreciate talaga namin, sobrang gamit na gamit namin.
So talagang napunta muna kayo sa basketball bago kayo napunta sa volleyball. Paano yung shift na yon? Paano naging shift ganun, Eddie? Yung ba nakita mo na mas gusto mo sila mag-volleyball dahil at least doon hindi masyadong pisikalan? Or talagang nakita mo lang na may talent yung mga anak mo sa pagiging volleyball player? Paano ba yun, Eddie?
Nung nasa PBA po kasi ako, tuwing practice namin, dahil mga bata pa lang sila, grade school pa lang sila, sumasama sila sa akin sa practice. So, naglalaro sila habang hindi pa nag-umpisa ang practice namin. So, ngayon, pagdating nila sa school nila, sumasali sila sa mga intramurals ng school nila. Kalaban nila mga lalaki or kaya. Nung nasa Alaska ako, may Alaska Power Camp that time eh. Kalaban nila mga lalaki. Actually, si Eya, nag-MVP pa yan. Kalaban nila mga lalaki.
Talaga?
Tapos, siguro ayaw nila ng pisikalan dahil lalaki nga kalaban nila. Nung time na yon, di ko alam, sa school pala nila, may intramurals, tapos parang may tryout, sumali sila sa volleyball. Doon na nag-umpisa yung interest nila sa volleyball. Kaya yun, tuloy-tuloy na.
Pero kagaya nun, nasimulan kayo sa basketball, naging MVP pa nga, sabi nga ng daddy mo. Bakit hindi ka nagtuloy sa basketball?
Yung story po kasi dyan, nung recruit po si Ate EJ sa UST, nagbabasketball lang po ako sa gilid nun. Tapos habang nagtatraining po si Ate EJ sa UST girls volleyball team, nagsushooting lang ako doon. Tapos kinontak lang ng coaches ko po ngayon sa UST, yung current coaches ko po ngayon sa UST, sila Daddy na kung gusto ko daw po subukan mag-volleyball. Nung una po ayoko kasi gusto ko talagang mag-basketball. Pero sabi po nila Daddy na bakit hindi ko po subukan. Kaya ayun, sinubukan ko po hanggang sa nag-play na po.
When you look back, Eya, ano ang mga best memories mo with your dad? Pagdating sa paglalaro, I mean, meron ka ba naalalang moments na nakakatuwa or hindi mo makakalimutan?
Siguro yung hindi ko talaga yung makakalimutan, nung nagsa-start kami mag-basketball, binibigyan talaga kami ng time ni Daddy na turuan talaga kami isa ng ate ko, pati ni Eko. Lalo na yung ate ko, kasi yung ate ko kasi parang isa siyang role model sa akin. So pag magba-basketball siya, parang gusto ko kasi galing ko siya. So ayun, tas binibigyan po kami ng one-on-one training ni Daddy sa labas ng bahay namin kasi may court doon. So ayun po, yun po yung talagang kahit pagod na si Daddy sa training niya sa Alaska or kung ano man team niya po sa PBA, mini-make sure niya po na natuturuan niya po kami paghapon. Ayan, yun po.
Kahit na pagod siya, talagang meron personalized training. And outside of the court, anong pinakamahalaga o importanteng mga leksyon na naituro siya ng daddy mo?
Siguro yung pinakamahalaga po yung edukasyon. Yun po talaga na kailangan talaga, kasi dumating po sa point na sabi niya, okay lang na wag ka nang mag-player basta pahalagahan mo yung education mo. Kaya yun talaga yung tinatak ko sa utak ko hanggang sa ngayon po nag-graduating na ako next week.
Oo nga daw mag-graduate ka daw sa 22 ba? Ang graduation mo?
Opo, sa 22.
Wow, congratulations. Talagang malaking achievement, Eddie, para sa iyo. And I'm very happy for you. At as you said, yan ang leksyon ng itinuro ng daddy mo at tinupad mo naman. Eddie, alam natin, hindi lahat ng bagay sa sports maganda. Marami ding mga bagay na siguro kung sa iyong karanasan gusto maiwasan, iiwasan mo, no? So, kagaya mo, anong mga bagay, mga experiences ang lagi mo pinagdarasal na huwag sanang pagdaanan ni Eya o at least maiwasan niya yung mga ganong klaseng masasamang aral?
Ang tingin ko para sa akin yung yung wag sanang alam mo yung mapolitika ba, kasi sa basketball, sa volleyball mayroon yan pero yun nga sabi ko sa kanila, kung di man maiiwasan, kailangan tibayan mo lang loob mo, Importante makisama ka lang sa lahat ng taong nakapaligid sa iyo.
Oo.
Siguro naman may mabuting patutunguhan kung ganun ang mangyayari sa iyo.
Excellent. Alam mo, tama yan. Mahirap naman paghahaluin ang laro, ang sports at politika dahil alam naman natin magkaibang mundo yan. Kaya siguro makinig ka nga doon, Eya. Pero ito ang isang bagay. Si Eddie ngayon, mga kapatid, ay isa pong politiko. Congratulations. Hindi mo, double celebration ito. Si Eya ay gagraduate. Si Eddie naman po ay nahalal bilang Municipal Councilor ng Katipunan, Zamboanga del Norte. So congratulations, Konsehal.
Maraming salamat po.
Congrats,
Eddie,
Daddy.
bakit mo nahiligan? Bakit mo naisipan pumasok sa politika?
Unang-una po, nung nandyan pa ako sa Manila, lagi akong sinasabihan ng mga high politicians dito sa amin na, Ed, umuwi ka na dito dahil kailangan ka namin dito sa probinsya dahil nga ang mga kabataan dito medyo napapabayaan na, walang magdadala para sa sports. Kailangan ka namin. So ako naman, nag-retire na po ako. So umuwi ako dito. Yun nga, nakikita ko sa mga kabataan nga dito, yung parang uhaw na uhaw ko sa, yung sa sports dito sa amin sa Mindanao. So kaya ako talagang, ngayon, talagang nagtitiwala sila sa akin, sinuportaan nila ako, ang hiniling ko lang nung eleksyon, ang hiniling ko lang nung rally, gawin nila ako number 8, pero hindi sila naniwala, ginawa nila akong number 2. Kaya maraming salamat.
Wow!
Maraming salamat.
Grabe, number 2, Bagito? Aba, pambira. Di nakatulong pa ang pagiging sikat na PBA player mo?
Medyo nakatulong. At the same time, kasi nakatulong din kung paano tayo makitungo sa kapwa. Malaking bagay po yun para dito sa mga tao.
So again, yan, another lesson yan, Eya, I guess sa'yo na ang daddy mo ay minahal ng mga kababayan niya sa Katipunan kung saan I understand, lumaki. At of course, namumuhay ang mga Laure. So talagang nakakatuwa no, na nandun si Eddie at ngayon ay nagsisilbi. Eya, let me just go to you. I know you're coming off na isang hirap na pagkatalo na sa UAAP Final Four, kung saan natalo ang UST sa Ateneo. Kamusta ka na? How are you taking this loss?
Itong sakit po ng pagkatalo, syempre, napaka-challenging po kasi talaga ng season na to. Halos every other day po ang laro namin. So, kunwari, laro ka po ngayon, magpa-practice ka bukas, tapos kinabukasan may laro ka po ulit. So, ngayon po nagfo-focus po ako ngayon sa recovery po at magpahinga po muna dahil grabe po yung naging schedule at labanan talaga na tong UAAP season po na ito.
Alam mo, maraming humanga sa iyo because kahit paano talagang kinarga mo ang Golden Tigresses sa UAAP. Nakita naman yan. Even in the Final Four, sa laban niyo ng Ateneo, talagang ang umangat ay ang Eya Laure. When you assess your game, Eya, are you satisfied sa inilaro mo? Or meron ka pa bang areas na sabi mo, I could have done better, pero maybe next time?
Syempre madami pa din po talaga akong dapat i-improve yung defense and yung consistency sa mga palo, variations, na pagtutuunan ko po talaga sa mga susunod ka po pong darating ng mga laro at saka sa mga liga na lalaroan ko pa po.
Ayun ang tanong. Ayun ang malaking tanong ngayon. Ikaw ba, I know that you're graduating from college, pero meron ka pang option na kumuha ng mga masteral courses para mapagpatuloy mo ang paglalaro mo sa UST. Ang tanong, are you returning to play in the UAAP?
Ngayon po, hindi ko pa po masyado pinag-iisipan yan kasi may mga injuries po ako na nararamdaman ngayon. So, dahil nga po very sunod-sunod po yung laro namin. So, nagpaparamdam na po ngayon yung katawan ko. So, ngayon po, magpo-focus po muna ako sa mag-recover at magpalakas po ulit ng katawan at lalo na yung mga injuries na nagain ko po from the season. Kaya ayun po, yun po muna.
Okay. Sige, pero let me ask, Eddie, alam mo, yan, kagaya yan, sumagot si Eya na hindi pa siya nakatingin doon. Tinitingnan muna niya, of course, yung kanyang injuries. Ano naman ang payo mo, Eddie? Alam natin that yan ay opportunity na makapaglaro pa. But if you were going to give an advice sa anak mong atleta, ano ang maipapayo mo kay Eya sa kanyang pagdidesisyon?
Simula pa man noon ko, yun ang sinasabi ko sa kanila na ang huling desisyon nasa kanila. Ang sa amin bilang magulang ay kumbaga guidance lang sa amin, pero sila yung magde-decide para sa sarili nila, para pagka nandun na kami sa huli, kumbaga hindi kami sisisihin na, Daddy, bakit mo kasi ako pinaglaro sa pro, o kaya bakit mo ako sa pinalaro pa sa UAAP. Gusto ko ang huling desisyon na sa kanila. Basta ang sa amin ni Mrs. ko, advice lang kami para sa kanila.
Grabe, talagang very ideal. Hindi siya stage dad, ha? Mukhang hindi stage dad si Eddie, ano? Talagang pinapabayaan kayo gumawa ng sarili ninyong pasya. Before I end this interview, of course, when you look at your dad, anong mga katangian as a father ang talagang hinahangaan mo and makes you say na one of a kind ang daddy mo?
Yun at yun pa rin po yung sasabihin ko, katulad sa mga previous ko pong interview, yung pagiging humble niya po despite sa mga na-achieve niya po sa basketball career niya. Kasi hindi po talaga siya nagbabago. Kahit nung panahon po na sobrang sikat niya pa po sa PBA, grabe, nakikita ko po talaga kung paano niya po pinapahalagahan yung mga taong nasa paligid niya. At pantay-pantay po niya po talaga itrato lahat na ngayon.
Oh, talaga. Talaga, totoo yan. Ako magpapatunay niyan. Sabagat si Eddie ay matagal namin nakasama at wala kaming naging problema kay Eddie ni minsan. Talaga naman as a teammate, as a member of the PBA, and of course as a role model for the youth, talagang napakahusay na tao ni Eya Laure. Kaya ako natutuwa na ngayon ay konsihal na siya, sapagkat I'm sure madadala niya lahat yan ngayon sa arena ng politika. Eddie, ikaw naman, if you have any other kumbaga pangarap or ninanais para sa anak mo, ano yung gusto mong ibahagi kay Eya ngayon na maaaring mag full-time pro na siya or in fact maglaro sa national team? Ano may babahagi mo na lang and what are your remaining hopes para kay Eya?
Yun nga po, yun ang lagi naming sinasabi sa kanila ng wife ko na kailangan magtapos kayo ng pag-aaral nyo, maglaro kayo ng maayos, mag-aral kayo, dahil ako, yun din ang pangarap ko na makatapos ng pag-aaral. Kasi ayaw kong matulad sila sa akin na hindi nakahawak man lang ng diploma. Kaya ayaw kong maranasan nila yung naranasan ko. So ako ngayon, dahil graduating si Eya, sobrang as a parents, kami ni Mrs. ko, parang parang hindi namin kung ano yung saya namin ba na may nag-graduate kami na anak. Kumbaga, hindi man namin nakuha, sila yung nakakuha at nakapaglaro pa ng maayos. Sobrang laking bonus na para sa amin yun bilang magulang.
Mission accomplished. Mission accomplished ka nga. No?
Opo.
Akala ko ang wish mo sa kanya na mag-asawa siya ng tama. As a parting shot dito, Eya, it's Father's Day tomorrow. Ano ang Father's Day wish mo para sa daddy mo?
Ang Father's Day wish ko sa daddy ko, basta kasi si daddy talaga siya, very supportive. Kahit malayo kami sa isa't isa, naramdam ko pa din yung suporta na binibigay nila sa akin ng mommy ko, ng parents ko. Kaya naman, ang wish ko is to stay healthy lang lagi. Kasi yun pa din naman talaga, ang dami na ding mga virus and yun talaga itong pandemic, parang yun na yung lagi kong pinagpipray gabi-gabi na maging healthy yung bawat isa sa pamilya po namin. Yun pa.
Well, looking at Eddie, kung paano bumabata itong hindi lamang dahil napaka-successful sa kanyang naging PBA career sa basketball, ngayon very successful sa kanyang pamilya with kanyang mga anak ay lahat nagbigay ng karangalan para sa pamilya. And of course, ngayon sa lingkod bayan, talaga namang I think yung prayers mo are already answered, Eya. Talagang si Eddie is doing very, very well. And I'm very happy for you, Eddie, at sa pamilya mo.
Thank you.
Eya, all the best sa iyong career. Of course,
Salamat
now
po.
you're going to be playing pro. Hopefully, makita ka namin and makapiling ka pa namin muli dito sa Power and Play. Happy Father's Day, Eddie, and good luck.
Thank you po. Thank you, Com. Thank you.
Mga kaibigan ng mga Laure, si Eddie at si Eya, dito po sa ating Father's Day special. Dito po sa Power and Play. Nako, talagang nakakahanga, no? Kahanga-hanga yung mag-amang yan. And you can feel yung kanilang affection for one another. And of course, the pride that they have for each other. Alright, mga kaibigan, dyan po tayo nagwawakas ngayong araw po ng Sabado. Salamat po sa lahat ng sumubaybay at nakisama sa atin ngayong araw pong ito. Sa lahat ng ating mga guests at sa lahat po sa inyo ng mga suki namin sa Power and Play. Magsama-sama po ulit tayo next week. Kami po ay magmumula sa Eya Subic Beach Resort next week. At lagi natin sinasabi, tuwing Sabado, bawal ang masungit. And of course, sa lahat po ng ating gawain, ad maiorem Dei gloriam, all for the greater glory of God. Susunod na po ang inay ko po. Kami po ang 1PH Teleservisyo para sa Pilipino. Happy Sports Weekend, mga kapatid. More power, more play.
Sa kapwa ko Pilipino, ipagmalaki ang galing na meron tayo. Ilantad ang likas nating talento at magdala ng saya sa mundo. Sa harap ng pagsubok ay di susuko. Para sa pangarap tayo'y porsigido. Magpakitang gilas na at huwag magpatalo. Ipag-iwang natin ang Pilipino. Mula noon at hanggang ngayon, talento natin ang bida. Mula sa simpleng bakuran hanggang entablado natin ipakita. May pagsubok man ng Pinoy, pinalalakas ng saya. San man tayo sa pulo, Syembre, Sibay, Lakay, Amiga.